The void storm was not a sky, but a monster stretched across the horizon. Fire, violet lightning, and black rain tearing apart mountains and ships alike. Entire fleets had vanished in its heart, and every race swore no being could endure it. Yet one man staggered forward. His armor was scorched, visor cracked, alarms flashing red. Every step sank into glittering glass sand, lungs burning, but his grip never loosened around the figure in his arms. A young woman, limp and bleeding, faint blue sigils glowing across her temple. Her crown was not forged metal, but living light. Revan Dorne did not know her name. He only knew one truth. If he stopped, she would die. The storm clawed at him, lightning scarring ridges and heat blistering his back. But he pressed forward, muttering hoarsely, "Not taking her. Not taking either of us." Hours blurred. His fleet had escaped, leaving him behind to die. Written off, forgotten. But when he crawled from wreckage, she had been there, trapped, fragile, and yet somehow impossibly alive. Something inside him refused to leave her. At last he stumbled into a cavern laced with faint blue crystals. He laid her gently on stone, brushing shards from her face. Her skin shimmered pale, lashes trembling as though fighting unseen battles. "Who the hell are you?" he whispered, pulling off his cracked helmet, exhaustion dragging at him. He bound her wounds with torn cloth, gathered water from cavern walls, and waited. Hours passed before a faint stir broke the silence. Her golden eyes opened, fierce, sharp, instantly suspicious. She jolted, reaching for a weapon she didn't have. "Easy," Revan said, raising his hands. "You were bleeding out. I carried you here." Her gaze narrowed. "Human?" He almost laughed at the venom in the word. "Last I checked. You should be dead." "Yeah, I hear that a lot." She tried to rise, but pain dragged her back down. "Why?" she demanded. "Why what?" "Why carry me? My people hunt yours. They'd slit your throat for sport." "Yet you—" she coughed, blood flecking her lips. Revan met her glare evenly. "Because I don't leave people behind, not even ones who want me dead." Her expression faltered for the first time, pride cracking to reveal something fragile beneath. Night bled across the storm. Revan lit a fire from scattered debris. She watched him in silence until finally murmuring, "Your body should not endure the storm. No species does." He shrugged. "Guess no one told me I couldn't." She studied him as though trying to solve an impossible puzzle. Later, he drifted in half-sleep, rifle on his knees, while she lay by the fire, markings glowing faintly with her breath. For the first time, Revan dared to believe survival was possible, but the storm allowed no peace. A guttural sound scraped across the cavern entrance. Shapes crawled from the dark, long limbs, claws sparking on stone. Storm-born beasts, half flesh, half metal, drawn by blood. "Stay back." Revan snapped, rifle raised. 3 creatures lunged. His shot dropped the first, but the second slammed into him, claws raking his armor. He rammed a knife into its jaw. Hot blood sprang across glassy sand. The third pounced toward the woman. Her hands ignited with blue light. She caught the beast midair, twisted its neck, and hurled it to ground in a lifeless heap. Revan froze, stunned. She was not fragile. She was lethal. But the last beast raked across his side, tearing deep. He stumbled, weapon falling. The creature reared for the kill. Then her glowing hand punched through its chest, ripping it apart in sparks and blood. Silence. Revan slumped against the wall, clutching his bleeding ribs. She knelt beside him, pressing warm hands to his wound. "You're losing too much blood." "Not my first time." "Foolish human," she hissed. "You threw yourself between me and death." He gave a ragged laugh. "Habit." Her hands were steady as she bound his side with torn cloth. But when her fingers brushed his blood, she froze. The sigils on her skin pulsed brighter, reacting. Her golden eyes widened. She whispered in her tongue, then said in his, "Our blood bound." Revan frowned. "What does that mean?" "A bond older than crowns. When blood touches blood in battle, it cannot be broken. You and I are bound until death." He blinked, reeling. "So we're stuck with each other." For the first time, her lips curved, almost a smile. It means I cannot let you die. And I won't let you. Their eyes locked, golden fire and human grit. The bond was sealed. That night, they dragged carcasses outside, feeding them to the storm. By the fire, she sat closer than before, her shoulder brushing as faintly. She did not move away. She had been heir to a lost crown. He had been a condemned human. Yet in the storm's heart, blood had made them one, and no empire could unbind it. The storm weakened after 3 days. Not gone, never gone, but calmer. Across shattered canyons, Revan led the way, rifle ready, instinct sharp. The woman followed, cloak whipping in the wind, golden eyes unyielding despite exhaustion. Silence pressing too heavy. Revan crouched low, scanning ridges. Hunters. Figures emerged, mercenaries in black armor, rifles raised. Their leader's voice boomed across the canyon. Return the heir human. Leave her, and we'll make your death quick. The woman's jaw tightened. KRYTH clans. Paid killers. They will not stop. Revan spat blood onto the dust, lips curling, not big on quick deaths. And he fired first. Gunfire cracked like thunder. 2 mercs fell before the others swarmed. Revan moved with soldier's efficiency, covering angles, keeping fire scattered. The princess ignored his command to stay back. Sigils blazing, she hurled mercenaries aside with blasts of force. One lunged at her blade first. She struck him with blue fire, smashing him into stone. Revan smirked through the chaos. Not bad. Her eyes narrowed. I don't need your approval. Good thing you got anyway. Grenades rolled close. Revan dragged her down, shielding her with his body as fire ripped through stone. His side burned blood-hot. They stumbled into cover, pressed back to back as the mercenaries closed in. When his rifle clicked empty, Revan drew his knife. She moved beside him, her strikes like lightning. Without words they fought as one, his steel her fire, covering each other's blind spots until the hunters faltered. But their leader advanced, heavier armor, plasma blade humming with captured stormlight. His voice growled through his mask. You can't win, human. Your kind doesn't belong here. Revan stood, bleeding but steady. Funny, I'm still here. The duel raged. Plasma tore air, sparks flying as knife met energy. Each strike drove pain through Revan's ribs. The princess hurled her power, but the KRYTH leader's armor absorbed it. He laughed. Even the air bleeds like the rest. Revan's mind calculated. Plasma unstable. Armor vents exposed at the back. He shouted, hold him steady. She obeyed, power blazing as she pinned KRYTH. Revan leapt, knife plunging into the vent. Sparks exploded, plasma overloaded. The leader's weapon detonated, fire swallowing him whole. When the smoke cleared, the KRYTH lay broken. His men scattered into the storm. Revan collapsed to his knees, bloody but alive. The princess knelt, trembling hands pressing his burns. You are insane, she whispered. He winced a grin. Been told worse. Her golden eyes softened as she bound his wounds. You could have left me when they offered your life. Revan met her gaze, steady, didn't survive a storm just to give you up. Something cracked in her pride. Her hands lingered, not just healing, but holding. You are impossible. Get used to it. They pressed on, moving through ruins and glass canyons. The mountains revealed the shattered citadel of Heir, once her home, now a grave. She froze at its sight, hands trembling. Revan studied her quietly. This it, my home, my grave, she murmured. Inside, halls lay in ruin, thrones broken. She touched the smaller one with shaking hands. I was heir to a crown forged from ashes. But crowns mean nothing without people, and they burn my people. Revan placed a hand against the wall, voice firm. Then this isn't a grave. Not yet. It's a fortress, and right now we need one. Her eyes searched his face. She found only iron. Together they worked. Revan rigged traps with soldier's instinct. Every archway a kill zone. The princess awakened dormant defenses, bloodline energy flickering shields to life. The effort drained her, sweat pouring, but Revan caught her when she faltered. "I won't let you fall," he said simply. Night brought the hunters. Dozens of skiffs roared into the valley, mercenaries pouring forward. The princess stood tall on the wall, voice thundering. "You come to end a bloodline. Then come and die with me." Revan smirked beside her. "Nice speech. Could you make better?" "Not without swearing." The siege began. Missiles cracked stone. Shields buckled. Towers collapsed. Revan detonated charges. Skiffs falling into the canyon. Inside, he fought with rifle and knife, brutal and precise. The princess blazed like fire beside him, power-shattering steel. They bled, but they held. Through the chaos, a plasma bolt struck Revan down. He collapsed, vision spinning. The princess screamed, rushing to him, power flaring desperate. "Stay with me." Her hands shook against his chest. Revan forced a grin. "Guess I've been worse." "Why? Why throw yourself into fire for me?" "Because I chose you, not your crown." "You!" Her breath caught. For a heartbeat, the battle vanished. She pressed her forehead to his. "And I cannot lose you." Fury surged through her veins. Markings blazed as she rose, lifting Revan with her. "To me!" she roared, and the citadel itself answered. Ancient defenses awakened. Lightning speared mercenaries. Walls detonated traps in perfect sequence. Screams echoed across the valley as the fortress lived again. Revan fired beside her, half-conscious, grin ragged. Not bad for ruins. Her lips curved faintly. Not bad for human. By dawn, the siege broke. The valley lay in silence, wreckage burning. Inside the hall, Revan collapsed, bloody but alive. She knelt close, whispering through tears. "I was raised for a crown. But tonight, I learned truth. I want no crown if you're not beside me." The hunters had come to break them. Instead, they bound them tighter. Human grit and alien fire. Together they were no longer prey. They were becoming something far deadlier. The siege left the valley burning, but both knew it wasn't the end. At dawn, Revan stood bandaged against a broken wall. Every breath a stab. The princess, cloak torn, golden eyes rimmed with exhaustion, whispered, "They will come again. More hunters. Stronger. They will not stop until I am ash in their hands." Revan adjusted his rifle. "Then we don't wait. We take the fight to them, into the storm." Her eyes widened. No one survives its heart. He met her gaze. "I did." Hours later, they stood at the abyss. The void storm towered like a living wall, wind screaming, lightning shredding the sky. Even she trembled. Revan glanced at her. "You don't have to come." Her jaw clenched. "Do not insult me. Human. Where you go, I go." He smiled faintly. "Good." Together, they stepped inside. Chaos consumed them. Winds tearing at flesh and steel, lightning melting stone, shards of glass spinning like blades. Within the maelstrom, an enemy fleet waited. Skiffs and warships cloaked in energy shields, weapons tearing even the storm apart. Revan moved like shadow among fire, hurling charges into weak points. Explosions scattered mercs into the void. The princess unleashed her power, markings blazing brighter than lightning. Her cries split the storm, raw and fierce. They fought as one. A skiff roared low, cannons blazing. Revan leapt onto its hull, slashing fuel lines. The ship exploded, hurling him into fire. He hit hard, body screaming, but rose again. She caught him, glowing arms steadying him. "You will die if you keep this madness." He grinned, bloody. "Then I'll die proving them wrong." The mercenary warlord descended, armored in storm-forged steel, blade humming with captured lightning. He struck ground like a god of ruin. "Human!" His voice thundered. "You are nothing. The storm devours stars. You cannot stand against it." Revan spat blood, raising his knife. "Watch me." Their duel shook the void. The warlord moved like thunder. Every strike brutal, unstoppable. Revan answered with grit, dodging, cutting, enduring blow after blow. His body tore, but he did not fall. The princess hurled her power into the fight, searing the warlord, but his armor drank the storm. He pressed harder, mocking, "Even the air breaks." Revan's eyes caught it. Storm energy tethered into the warlord's armor, feeding him. A weakness. "Hold him steady," he roared. The princess obeyed, power blazing, pinning the warlord. Revan charged, knife driving into the tether. Sparks exploded. The storm turned, lightning ripping to the warlord's body, consuming him from within. His scream echoed before silence swallowed him, and he was gone. For the first time, the storm's heart stilled. Silence spread, heavy and unreal. Revan collapsed to his knees, body wrecked. The princess fell beside him, arms wrapping tight. Tears burned her eyes. "You are not human. You are more." He gave a broken laugh. "Nah, just human enough." Her lips trembled. "Then humans are gods." They walked out of the storm together. When survivors of her people saw them, princess alive, warlord's broken blade in Revan's hands, both emerging from the storm's heart, they fell to their knees. Whispers spread like fire. Stormwalker, chosen of the void, protector of the air. That night, in the rebuilt citadel, fires burned bright. The princess stood before her people, voice ringing. "This man is no lord, no prince. Yet he has walked where none could walk. He bled for us, fought for us, endured for us. From this day, the Stormwalker stands not as outsider, but as protector of Ashera." The crowd roared, but her gaze softened as she turned to him. Words only for him. "And for me, you are not protector. You are mine." Revan stepped close, scars glowing in firelight. His hand brushed her cheek. "Forever, forever," she whispered. The void storm had devoured empires, broken fleets, silenced crowns. But against one human's will it bent, and in its heart, not ruin, but love, was born.